Yeah. How are you, folks? Welcome to the show. It's a Thursday. Love these short work weeks, don't you? Sure. Do we ever work in this country? Ever? You don't know. What the hell's going on? Real quickly, dates. Next Wednesday night, the Fat Black Pussycat, New York City. 2 nights after that, Friday, Lucy's in Pleasantville, New York. Saturday, January 12th, Fairfield Theater Company, Fairfield, Connecticut. Saturday, January 19th, Bobby V's, Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Sunday, January 27th, Ventura Harbor Comedy Club, Ventura, California. That Friday, the 25th, I'll do Rogan in the morning. That night, I'm doing a club in San Diego. Don't have the link up yet. Friday and Saturday, February 8th and 9th, the Black Box, Boca Raton, Florida. Friday, March 8th, Wood Theater, Glens Falls, New York. Saturday, March 9th, I will be shooting an hour at the Cohoes Hall, Cohoes, New York. Friday, April 26th, Steel Stacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Friday, May 31st, Jonathan's Agunquit, Maine. Saturday, June 1, Whites of Westport, Massachusetts. Saturday, August 10th, Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. And then October of 2019, Saturday, October 19th, Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut, a beautiful venue. And hope you guys can make it out. 833-599, Nick, 833-596425, the phone number. And Nancy Pelosi took over the speakership today. That's actually a good picture of her. I'm telling you, she's probably a piece of ass in her day. Now she's a piece of shit, which comes out of her ass. Now she's holding a gavel, which she will take to Trump's nuts, she said, until they are a fine powder. Look at that silly woman. Look at that silly woman who thinks San Francisco values are American values. You know, stepping over homeless people every 3 feet, human feces all over the sidewalk, needles. Homeless has never been worse. Separate gap in income equality, never bigger. You know, those are Nancy Pelosi, what she calls American values. So she gets to take over the fucking gavel. I can't believe it. We're back to this again. And that's what I think. That's all I have to say about it. I really, that and this. But Mitch McConnell will step in and try to make a deal with Nancy Pelosi. I'll tell you what, Nancy, we will increase spending if you can tell me where my chin went. She was a speaker in 2007, I think the first woman speaker ever. I can't think of a woman who I want to hear speak less. That's what's so ironic about it. Maybe she'll hit herself in the face with that fuck. Take it down before I vomit again. The House controlled starting today by people like Ocasio-Cortez. She's 11 years old, semi-retarded. Keeps saying she's from the Bronx. I think she was born there. She lived in a town next to me up here. Couldn't be more spoiled and rich. And she says Medicare for all, free tuition for college, free this, that, and the other. Just a retard. Pleasant girl, I'm sure. I hope I run into her at a Starbucks so I can slap the latte out of her hand and said, shouldn't you be home doing downward-facing Latina dog, you big dink, you? Yes, you should. Da, 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 da. All right, I'll take this call. We talked about CK yesterday, but I'm not going to get on this again. I think we did enough yesterday, but before I move on, we'll talk to Matt in Boca Raton. I hope he comes out to the Black Box. Matt, what's going on, pal?
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I know you talked about Louis yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to listen to the episode, but I just had a theory. Do you think it would be a good, well, I got two things. First of all, David Hogg asked for a public apology from Louis. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But do you think that, because I have a theory that this whole PC, the country's tired of it. the country's tired of PC this, PC that.
Yeah.
And do you think that the rubber band's going to snap pretty soon? I think it is. And maybe it's a time for comedians to just kind of just push through and double down and say, look, these are jokes, grow up. And then eventually that rubber band snaps and it'll be the new cool. Because people are tired of hearing about, oh, so-and-so made some innocuous statement. Oh, isn't it terrible? Because people don't think it's terrible. Only the media machine thinks it's terrible.
Well, yeah, but the problem with your theory, Matt, is people asked me that question 15 years ago. Isn't it time? Don't you think people are sick of this? Literally 15 years ago, maybe more. I'm not exaggerating. Oh, people are tired of this shit. It's going to boomerang, blah, blah, blah. And it hasn't yet. The more retarded social media has made people more retarded. And they find people who think like they do, and they get into these clusters. And as long as the mainstream media is a propaganda arm for the Democrats who stand for political correctness, it's not going to go. That's what I've been doing, Matt, my whole career. I've been going, fuck this. I go against the grain and get not that much credit for it. But I've been asked that. I can't tell you how many people have said that to me, Matt, over the last 15 years. Oh, people, we're sick of this now, but you say it's only the media, that finds this shit excruciating. But they have so much power. This country is so media driven.
They do.
We're so media driven. Whether it's Netflix, movies on Netflix, and I'm going to play a commercial later on in this episode that points out it's how slick they are at doing it. It takes a shot at white guys in a commercial. It's a Just for Men product, but I've been hearing that question forever. So
yeah, it's everywhere.
I'd like to believe.
Yeah, but I don't you. Yeah.
I'd like to. The part I agree with is you plow ahead, but see. A lot of these comedians think they're in show business, and if they plow ahead, Judd Apatow's not going to use them in anything. So, it's a two-edged sword.
Oh my God! Someone showed me a video today of Judd Apatow. He goes out to throw a baseball.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. I showed it on the show yesterday.
Yeah. Oh my God!
That's all
crazy.
you need. That's all you need to know about him and his politics. That's all you need to know.
You're not kidding, but it is. It's been. But the people I talk to, the average person who's not afraid to be called a label,
right?
Spooky, like you, Cumia, Louis. You guys have, and Louis has been a little liberal over the years, but not deserving of this.
Right.
And I really feel like the rubber band's going to snap. You say you've been saying that for 15 years, but
no, I've been hearing
we got Trump in the office now.
It's a good time. No, this is a good time, but I've been hearing it for 15 years. So I hope you're right. Thanks for the call, Matt. I appreciate it. Good call, buddy. People, now Billy Burr is considered like edgy and politically incorrect. Billy Burr, who I love, I text him every time I hear one of his bits. I think he's the best work, and him and Louis. But Billy Burr and Louis, their politics helped create this environment. I mean, they all thought I was racist and sexist, and maybe they still do or whatever. But I noticed they're coming around. I know Billy Burr's had enough of it and stuff, but they're going to take the mantle because they are way more famous than me. This is just me being selfish and wanting some of the ink. But you can listen to my first CD. You can look at stuff from Tough Crowd from 13, 14 years ago. You can listen to my appearances. It's all been documented. I was ahead of the curve. The dumb fucking Gindaloon, who's so fucking I was ahead of the curve, and I'm proud of that, and I'm glad I'm part of the counterculture now. But these other comedians that they get out their pitchforks to go after people like Louis, they're not comedians. They don't know what they're doing for a living, which is the definition of a hack, by the way. Somebody who doesn't understand what they do for a living. You're a hack. You're not good at what you do. Why would you, as a comic like Christian Finnegan, have the balls? Where do you get your balls to go after Louis? Oh, this is lazy and blah, blah, blah. You're putting your political ideology ahead of everything else because it's a religion on the left. And I don't know when the band's going to snap or if it ever is. And I just like the focus that comedians get, I'm sure there's some music out there that's politically incorrect, but there's something about a comic with just a microphone talking to people that gives it that impact. And Chris Rock got away with shit for years. because he was black, saying stuff about black. But it shouldn't be that way. It should be everybody should be able to say shit about black people. Everybody should be able to say shit about white people and this whole thing where it's all right to make fun of Italians if you're Italian. It's the silliest fucking thing, and all that shit comes from the left, by the way. So I hope the rubber band breaks, but I'm not holding my breath. Like I said, I've been hearing it forever. And as long as the libs run the show business, pop culture, academics, they got their claws in everything 40, 50 years ago. You're just watching a plan come to fruition. It's been going on forever. 11-year-old docked points for not bashing Trump. Did you see this? An 11-year-old Annandale, New York student was docked 15 points on a homework assignment because she failed to answer a question demanding students bash Trump. Vincent Ungro, a dad from Annandale, New York, has an 11-year-old daughter who attends IS Intermediate School 75. She asked him for help with her vocabulary homework last Friday night because she was still trying to fill in the blanks from a word bank to complete her assignment. And he was really puzzled, the dad. Here are some of the questions on it. It says, she's supposed to fill in the blank. President Trump speaks in a very superior and blank manner, insulting many people. He needs to be more blank so that the American people respect and admire him. Read one homework sentence. You're supposed to fill in the... I would have said, if I was the dad, speaks in a very superior and politically incorrect manner and doesn't insult people. He needs to be more, I'd say, even more assertive. Then the next question was, Barack Obama said a blank when he became the first, and I guess it's multiple choice, when he became the first African-American president. He set a low standard. And it says, here are the choices for the two questions you asked. These three words, haughty, H-A-U-G-H-T-Y, humble, and precedent. You can guess which ones were meant to be the correct answers in the teacher's mind. In other words, superior and haughty manner is what she wanted you to choose. And Barack Obama set a precedent when he became the first American. Yes, he did. He was the only president in the history that never broke 3.0 GDP. We'll start there. How about he's the only president ever to spend more money, raise the debt than all the presidents combined. How about that? Ungro told his daughter not to fill in those blanks, and he wrote a note to the teacher saying, blow me. No, saying Adria Zawatsky on the homework sheet, as the Post noted, please keep your political, that's the teacher, Adria Zawatsky. Please keep your political views to yourself and do not try to influence my children on them. Thank you, he wrote. The teacher docked the points, which Ungro called vindictive. The teacher emailed Ungro and defended her question, stating that she was addressing his personality, Trump's personality, rather than his ability to serve in the office of president. He's splitting pubes here. She went on to add that the media makes similar references to Trump and that she believes she has the same rights. See how stupid she is? You're not part of the media. You're a teacher, you numbnuts. People can shut off the TV or change the channel if they don't like it. You can't undo what you put in a kid's head when she's 11 years old. She believes she has the same right as everybody else. Ugh.
I have fear. I have things to say.
That's what I say.
Thank
Teacher
you.
Zawatsky, you chooch. Imagine docking a 11-year-old girl, a student, points because she doesn't think like you do politically. That's a grown woman. We are finished. We are rotting at the fucking, just like the Russian said back in the, I forget who it was. One of those hateful Russians. I said, we'll rot from the inside out. And he is correct. All right, I'm going to take one more on Louis, and we got to move on, guys. I talked about it yesterday. I mean, come on, man. Brian in North Carolina. Brian, Happy New Year. What's going on, fella?
Hey, Happy New Year, Nick. How you doing?
Pretty good.
So the thing I just wanted to put in my 2 cents on that, and then I also had to think about Judd Apatow. All right. So I mean, me personally, I thought it was ironic that that girl that heckled Louis at the Comedy Cellar went online and was bragging about how she got to tell him to pull his dick out, and then she's bragging about it online. So that's kind of like a form of public masturbation to me. So I thought that was ironic.
Well, it makes her famous.
And then,
She thinks it makes her famous now. That's the world we live in. I heckled somebody at a club, so I'm famous too, but I hope she has an STD. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, that's gross. But then I also wanted your thoughts on me and my friends have always noticed how Judd Apatow in all of his movies always, stars his wife banging all of his real-life best friends in every single movie that she's in. Have you noticed that too?
I did not, because I don't watch his movies like everybody else.
Well, his wife is always the one who's getting banged, and it's by his actual friends that he's, hiring to play the actor. So he's sitting there behind the camera watching his wife getting banged by all his real-life friends.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't hold that against him. That's the only heterosexual thing he's ever fucking thought or done. All right, Brian.
Anyway, I'll just punch it in.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Oh, yeah, I did not know that. 40-year-old virgin, Steve Carell, any of that shit makes me cringe. More male emasculation. It's just, and then I saw him throw out the first pitch, and I went, oh, this makes perfect sense. There's something about, tri-state area, fucking New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Just, I understand why the South and everybody else cringes at Northeast liberals, but it's in the water up here. Unbelievable. This is an ad I saw. You know how I am, and I was one of the first, if not the first, to start picking up on this shit. Here's an ad. I was watching college bowl games, as you know. I didn't move from the couch. It was like I was wounded. And you learn more. I actually watch, I don't watch games in real time most of the time, but there were a couple times this weekend where I was forced to sit through the commercials, which I don't know how people, I was talking to Ron Bennington. He goes, you record the, I said, you don't? You watch sports in real time? He goes, I go, why? And he goes, because I feel dumb knowing a game is over and the whole world knows the results, but I don't. Why would that make you feel dumb? That makes you a genius. You can fucking watch a game in an hour and 5 minutes instead of 3 hours. You want to sit through the huddles, Ron, and the fucking 19 commercials? They add a new minute every year. I don't know how people watch it TV in real time. You bringing your rivers, your fucking shirts down to the river and banging them on rocks too and making your own cream? What the fuck? I cannot, I can't for the life of me. So I always see there's a million of them. There's anything the Progressive Insurance Company, which George Soros has his fingers in that, those are the most emasculating. They hate white men to a path. Then you got the Sonic commercials with those two assholes who typify white guys and how the left sees white guys in their cars arguing about hot fudge sundaes and cheeseburgers. I just want to fucking punch their faces in. But here's one that I saw just for men. It's the slogan of the commercial. The theme is "Be the Better Man." I'm just going to show some of it, not the whole thing.
Be your own man, not the man from the movies
Oh, maybe
or
I'm
the
showing the
cover
whole
of that
thing.
magazine. Don't be your dad, unless you want to.
Pause. Don't be your dad. Why not? Why not be my dad? My dad's generation were the last real men. Don't be your dad. Don't be your fucking dad. That's a bad thing. Even though your dad put a roof over your fucking head and provided clothing and heat on in the house and food on the table. So did mom, I'm sure. Don't want to offend anybody. Don't be your dad. Fuck you. I will be my dad. I couldn't be my dad if I wanted to. 10 times the man. So anyhow, this guy doesn't know who his dad is.
Then take a chance and tweeze. There's always something to tweeze. Be
Yeah.
clean and groomed. Know how they're different.
Pause. There's always something to tweeze. That's true of their generation. You guys pluck your eyebrows. That's when I knew you were fucking girly men. You started plucking your eyebrows. It really bugs me. Can we go back just a little? Because I want to get this line here in full. Go ahead. Hit it there.
Be kind and courteous to him.
Pause.
Her,
Be kind and courteous to him. White guy shaking a black guy's hand. Be kind to her. Go ahead.
them, everyone.
Them.
Just
There you
for
go.
men, hair, and beard care. Be the better man you are.
All right.
And look the
Okay, and there's people out there, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Blah, 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 blah. You got to know who makes this shit. They know what the zeitgeist of the moment is. And it's male what? What's toxic? Masculinity. Especially white men. That's where we're getting blamed for all this shit. Be kind to him, the minority. Be kind to the little girl. I didn't even know we had a problem with little girls. And be kind to them, referring to women. I want to see the commercial with a black guy shaking the white guy's hand and say, be kind to him. Do you think I'm nuts? You might, but people told me I was nuts on O&A when I brought it up 15 years ago. Now they're going, holy shit. I can't help it. It jumps out at me. Once you're aware, and you have to know who makes these commercials, what their politics are, what advertising's all about. That's their job, to capture the times, society, the zeitgeist, the mindset. And it just fucking jumped out at me. Be kind to him. I'll be kind to him if he's kind to me, because the next 5 stories I'm going to do is showing black people not being kind to white people. And I didn't pick them out, cherry pick them. Every site I went to, including the New York Post, who's always trying to prove white people are racist, everything today was a brawl at a McDonald's. You know, we know who's involved. Anyways. Pat in Saratoga says, have you seen the NFL Network commercials that were totally PC this season? Wants to follow up on your Just for Men commercial segment. Sure. Yes, I know what you're talking about, Pat. All of a sudden they're pro-military, pro-everything. How you doing?
Yeah, hey, what's going on, Nick? Yeah, I don't know what you're going to talk about with the Just for Men because I haven't heard it yet, but I'm going to just guess that it's PC. There were a couple times, I think one was like Thanksgiving weekend, and it was going to be like the Saints versus like the Falcons. Yeah. And there's a flight attendant, and he goes, hey, lady, what are you watching? And she goes, what aren't you watching? I'm watching the Falcons versus Drew Brees. And like she starts breaking down the offense or whatever. And like 3 weeks earlier, there was like an Eagles versus Giants game. Yeah. And there's like a guy, he looks like Joe DeRosa. And he did honestly. Yeah. Nothing against Joe.
I love Joe.
But yeah, I do too. But and he goes like he's at a diner and he's watching like the Eagles versus Falcons, and he asks her, or Eagles versus Giants, and he asks her to change channel. He goes, who's watching this? And she goes, who isn't watching this? And like she starts breaking down like the fucking like Giants defense, like she's Tom Coughlin or whatever, and she looked like she honestly like she looked like the lunch lady from like Billy Madison or whatever.
Right.
That was like serving sloppy joes.
Right.
And I just like the entire time I'm watching it, I'm going, oh my God, I wonder if like Nick DiPaolo is watching this and like observing this like I am, or am I observing this because I've been watching Nick DiPaolo for like the last 5 years?
No. You're not imagining anything. You're right on the money. I can understand the NFL doing it because they do have a whole line of shirts for girlfriends and wives, and all the women in my family love the NFL and stuff. I understand a little bit of it but for every. I don't think that's ever happened. You know, I don't think that's maybe in West Hollywood, in the upper west side of Manhattan, some guy said, could you change the channel when the Giants and Eagles are playing? I guarantee he was a Haitian choreographer or a fucking ice dancer. But for every one woman who would say, well, I'm watching the football game, I'd say there's still 30,000 to 1 that would say, yeah, you can change your channel. They want it so bad. Yeah, they want it so bad to be 2080, and maybe that is the future, but it isn't right now. That's my only point. They're in such a hurry to get us out of the way, whether it's men or white guys or whatever. They're in such a hurry, but just because you want something doesn't make it so.
Yeah, well, the women that want it to be 2080, like, they're going to wish that, like, they were getting fucking trucked by, like, Larry Zonka in, like, 1975. And, like, I miss, like, fucking good physical football. I think like physicality's taken a, like, you know, it just like it's out of the game. Like I had 2 concussions in high school and I only graduated like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I made second all team area or whatever. And I was only like 5'8", but it's cause I was aggressive or whatever. But
Well,
I was watching those commercials and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, what a fucking fag! Like that you would sit there and you would just fucking take that, like, you know.
All right, Pat. Thanks for the call, man. I disagree with the physicality is out of the game. Absolutely not. If you watch the bowl games I was watching, I never saw more vicious hitting. I really didn't. It was Alabama, Oklahoma. It was just plain nasty. There were blindside hits that they didn't call. And they shouldn't have. A guy got drilled in the chest. A quarterback was chasing somebody. He didn't have his head on a swivel. And it was as vicious a hit. They let it go. I saw 2 guys get tossed for helmet on helmet. And they weren't, oh, we got to take a look at this for 5 minutes. My wife saw him and said, oh, he's gone. I mean, they reviewed one. This quarterback's running up the middle. This guy came, lowered, left his feet, crown of the helmet. It was the best helmet on helmet hit. I actually got nostalgic. I started tearing. This guy's head snapped back. I thought he killed him. The quarterback bounced right up. I forget what game it was. They reviewed it like it was a Zapruder film. Listening to the announcers, it sounded like it was a Zapruder film. Like, watch his head, like Kennedy's head going back and to the left, back and to the left. They kept replaying it. And the ref came out and said, after further review by the Warren Commission, no, it's still a nasty, brutal game. And I applaud them because someone's going to get killed. I love that. We all started watching it for that type of shit. I'm getting off subject here, but I think it's a good thing. You know, I saw Darryl Stingley get paralyzed. I was watching when I was 14 years old. It was a preseason game of the Raiders and the Patriots, and you got to take some of that shit out, but not all of it. But there's too many rules in football. I'll say it again. They got to eliminate a lot of shit. Anyways, speaking of violence and headshots. Mexican mayor shot dead on his first day in office. The newly sworn-in mayor of a town in Mexico, southern state of Oaxaca, was on his way to, I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't give a shit. It's a third world shithole. Why anybody would even vacation there is beyond me. Is on his way to his first official meeting at City Hall on Tuesday last week when he was killed by a group of gunmen, according to a fucking report. Alejandro Aparicio Santiago, a member of the National Regeneration Movement, had just taken office in Tlaxcala when he was attacked. Governor Alejandro Murat promised a thorough investigation, and then he hid in his bathtub with 12 guys guarding him with machine guns, and said the suspect was already in custody. They think it's George Lopez's cousin, Kevin. No, I'm kidding. Fucking love Lopez. 4 other people were wounded in the attack. Maria Ascension Torres Cruz, another politician in the party of President Andres Lopez Obrador, was killed Sunday in the state of Morelos. Okay, this is Mexico, not a third world shithole. Holding public office can be very perilous in parts of the country. And yes, I realize Scalise was shot on a ball field. But this shit happens. Well, I'll back the numbers up for you. There's the poor guy right there. He looks like the guy that built my stone wall in front of my pond. Look at him. Just a hard-working guy. He's got his clipboard. He's going, let me see. If I leave the back door here, I'll be dead by May 5th. Cinco de Mayo. That was an accident. Between September 2017, listen to this, and August 2018, that's almost a year, 175 politicians were murdered. Now, if we could just do that to the people in the House, the Democrat. Folks, I'm totally kidding, and I'm not condoning any of that horse shit. I'm just saying, get out your water pistols and hit them with battery acid and cat piss. An analysis by The Economist magazine found that mayors in Mexico were often targeted after they cracked down on corruption and local crime. That's all Mexico is. Or because they sided with drug cartels at times and were pursued by their rivals. In Oaxaca, where gangs are weak, mayors have been killed in disputes over land. You know why? Because it's a third world uncivilized shithole. I want to keep hearing about white toxic masculinity. when I see nothing but brown violence and in this country, black violence. But keep telling me how violent the white men are. Yeah, but you wiped out the Indians. Okay, let's go back fucking 2,000 years to make your point. Or a couple hundred. So what? So fucking what? They were killing each other. Okay? Difference is we got civilized. Nick, who's we? Well, I know. I'm more British and Irish than I am Italian. So I can say we now when I'm talking about Whitey. If Patrice was alive today, he'd go, why are you defending a white man? You're Italian, man. And I could pull out my Ancestry.com and, no, I'm more fucking British than I am Italian there. Chubsicle. Ay. Imagine first day in office. First day in office, the poor bastard is just trying to clean up the mess. You can't even go to Acapulco now. All the places... All these nice places where people vacation down. You're on a dance floor, a couple of heads are rolled in. I'm not making this shit up. Sure, that happens in Detroit and Cleveland, but listen, that's not the point. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties. Uncle Junior, what do you got for us?
Guy comes home with a bouquet of flowers for his wife. I guess I'll have to spread my legs now, she says. Why, he asks. Don't you have a vase?
Why, he says. I love jokes told in long form. Why, he says. Horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, why the long face? The horse says, because I have cancer, you motherfucker. It's my favorite joke of all time. Oh, beautiful, spacious. I used to do that. People, because I'm not a happy guy. I'm a brooding asshole. I have been my whole life. People, I'd hear it 4 times a week. What's wrong? And by the 5th time, I'd go, oh, my niece has pancreatic cancer. Should I break out the party hats now or later, fuckface? I had about 8 of them. Just fucking lined up because I heard it my whole life. What's the matter? None of your business. Shut it. Speaking of shutting it, I'm sick of the transgender LGBTQT BLT with mayonnaise on the side and a big load of tomatoes. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Ryan Hoda's friends who don't know if they like snatch or dick. I don't know how you can look at a hairy ass crack and choose the latter. Hey, tell us about Ryan, how you choked out somebody today in jiu-jitsu class. What was it, 11-year-old girl with leukemia? Fucking...
I actually wrestled what was she, like 38? Fucking looked like a housewife, but that was
a woman?
No, what was it? I wrestled a 21-year-old guy.
Yeah.
He's a wrestling coach for a high school.
Can I just say this? And we know why you're doing this. You get to wrestle guys. We'll be reading about you in the paper in 5 years.
Oh, yeah, you'll be reading about me in the
Sandusky
papers.
type. No?
Yeah.
Are you doing?
Well, they're all older, actually. Well, most of them are older. A few of them are younger.
So you choked out an older guy?
No. This one was one of the 3
21.
younger dudes. 21. So he
What did he weigh? And what color was his
more
blouse?
Than me. 145.
What color was his dress?
I'm 130.
You tie his apron around his neck?
He had a red dress.
Okay.
Bright red shirt.
Lady in red. So go ahead. Tell us.
So, yeah. He's on top of me for most of our match.
Which you wanted it that way. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was crushing me with his body weight, and then eventually I was able to scramble out from under his arm. And then we're both standing up. We got our hands on each other's heads and necks trying to pull each other
I don't
down.
need the whole fucking thing. Tell me about
All
the
right.
choke out, you big dink.
He throws his head into my chest and tries to push me over.
Tries to
I
suck on
let
your
him
nipples.
push me down, and I get on top of his head, put him in a
Yeah.
headlock,
Yeah.
put my knees on top of his knees, and just lean back and crank a nice guillotine.
And you
Choke him out.
Imagine being choked out by a guy who a couple days earlier, the Brazilian coach said, oh, like a woman.
Yeah, he called me a woman. Yeah. Second day.
La mujer.
They didn't even show me how to do that.
So did the guy tap?
Yeah, he tapped.
Fucking great. Did your coach say nice going, Sally? What'd he say?
During that fight, he was sit down.
To
On
you?
your butt.
He was telling you how to choke the guy?
Yeah, he was, because I had the guillotine locked in, but I didn't have it cranked back. So I wasn't leaning back and pulling my lower forearm into the bottom of his neck. So he told me to sit down, and that gave me the leverage.
Well, naturally, you're 4'3".
Good coach. And
Wait,
then
now-
we both puked.
Now, Jason, you were there too?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did you do? You punch anybody today?
No.
The parking lot attendant?
He wrestled the good guys.
Did
I
you?
was rolling with some of the older folks. There were some guys.
Where is this fucking class taking place, in a nursing home?
Yeah, no, they were a little frail. It was a big boon to my ego.
What'd you do? Step on the guy's air hose or something?
No, I think I armbarred one person, and then
He thinks.
I don't remember. It was all a big blur. Might have been that elbow I took to the head.
We're gonna have to show this to fucking Rogan. He'll be laughing. Good for you. That's some masculine shit you guys are doing today. I'm very proud of you. What did I do? I made a couple of corn muffins. Speaking of Ryan and fellas, have you? This happened last week. I didn't get to it. I was too excited about other shit. But do you see that? This to me, this clip typifies the United States 2018. Like I said, when the Russians used to say that the United States is gonna rot from the inside out or whatever. I don't know who said that. It might have been Tom Smothers. But this clip here to me typifies how we are rotting. The very fabric that holds society together is just rotting. Remember that fucking fat guy that laid on his couch for 2 years and the fabric of the couch was growing into his back? Do you guys remember hearing about this? They took him out in a forklift. He was like 700 pounds. Literally his skin and the fucking fabric of the couch were meshing together. That happened to me this weekend. I watched so many bowl games. I actually had to be cut free with a fucking spork. But this clip here to me typifies why we're doomed as a species. And I'm not putting it all on the LGBTQT, but how did we get to this place? Watch this clip. I hope you're appalled.
No, we're not doing credit. You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here. And you're watching out.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
I'm
It
sorry.
is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business.
It's David Lee Roth.
Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
Shut the
I
fuck
actually
up,
said
you
both of you
cunt.
guys. It was general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir?
Lower your voice, you cunt.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
With a southern accent. Remember the southern guys with the fucking...
I need your corporate number. Because I'm going to call them.
I'm
and talk
gonna
about
tell
how it's
Daddy.
been several times in this store.
Fuck you, you goo gobbler.
I need your corporate number now. Get it for me now.
I can do that. I'm going to ask you to calm down and stop cussing.
Give me your
Stop
corporate
hitting
number.
destroying property.
Well, I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man. Because quite clearly I am not.
And I apologize. for
Quite
I'm sorry.
clearly?
I will get you that number. Is that okay?
Yes, get it for me now.
Give him a
asking-
suicide
Get it for me
hotline.
now. I'm not cussing. I'm not cussing. Give me the damn number now, please. Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh.
I apologize. ma'am.
Look at like a 2-year-old.
I will get you that right now.
There you go.
You're just going to keep bumping your gums. You're just going to keep bumping your gums and disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire...
I'm gonna tell Mummy.
You're
Fuck
going to
you.
lose money over this. Seriously,
You know, your son looks like a fag to me.
What a fucking bitch. When are the kids behind the counter going to fight back? I don't care if that guy was twice his height, whatever. When are you going to go, fuck you, you freak? I'm coming over the counter. I'm going to fucking dry gulp. I'm going to choke you out like Ryan did, the 86-year-old kid. I'm gonna notify the headquarters of LGB and get you in a lot of trouble. I have the mentality of a 3-year-old girl. Call me ma'am. Fuck you. Call you freak. Jesus, why isn't there somebody in the store to dry gulch that motherfucker? Why? Because then you'll end up in a hate crime and in prison. Seriously. Does that not sum up this country, though? What? At least the blue states, I'm sure they'll all be defending him. Call me ma'am, call me they, call me Z, call me Z. How about I call you an ambulance after I put my foot in your fucking jizz-loaded ass? Nick, that's not the type of talk you hear on the nightly news. I know. What the fuck? That sums it up, does it not? Oh my God. I'm telling the LGBT, the headquarters, everybody's going to know about this. Good. You make up 0.02% of the population. People are going to look at you and go, what a freak, and take my side. I didn't even show the other one where the guy goes into a gun shop. Did I show that one, Jace? I think it was a gun shop, right? He wanted ammunition, and there was a kid behind the counter that wouldn't fucking... Might not have been ammunition. It wasn't even... I don't even know if it was a gun shop, but the kid had a beard, a lefty behind the counter, and just fucking lost his shit because this guy was talking about how much he liked Trump, and it's hilarious triggering these little fucking pussies. And I'm proud to be on this side of the argument.
We're looking for that right now. It's the vape shop one.
The vape shop one. I mean, it just sums it up. I'm gonna and then he goes, like a 4-year-old who couldn't get what he wanted, and that kid behind the counter couldn't have handled it better. Ma'am, I would have said, listen, sister, you should have kept throwing all of these. Miss, you forgot your receipt. Excuse me, Diane. Listen, Pam, sir. Excuse me, she.
We have it.
Here's the one when the guy's in the vape shop. He's a Trump fan, you can tell. And the kid behind the counter hates Trump. Some of this looks, let me ask you a question. I'm watching that going, first of all, who's filming it? It's almost like they had it on a tripod. It was so, you know what I mean? Is this... Again, I'm so cynical, and so was that the trans guy? First of all, he might not have been trans. He just wanted to make a point if he was a liberal. So we'll set this up, blah, blah, blah. Or it might have been a right-winger going, look how fucking freakish. You know what I mean? Do you guys ask yourself that, or do you watch and go, no, that was real? Ryan, what do you think on that one? You know a fag when you see one.
The one we just watched?
Yeah.
I think it was real.
You think it was real?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, and here's one with a, watch this.
Leave the store.
Here's
Leave
where-
the store.
here's where
Leave the store. Oh, I don't give a get out, dude.
Go ahead, take another swing at it. Make contact with me one more time. I'm gonna make a deal with you. I want to purchase that vape juice.
No.
If you sell it to me, I will. If you sell it to me,
No! Fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Get the fuck off in here, man.
Here's your lefty.
Can't stand your racist mother.
racist.
Yeah.
Because he likes Trump. He's got a
I'm
MAGA
not
hat.
racist.
I'm not serving you one that has to do with
Here we are at Exhale Vapor City in Tucker, Georgia, and I have just been asked to leave the store. He greeted me. That was nice. I did find the item that I wanted, and the next thing he said was that he'd like me to leave.
If you do not stop recording in my store, I'm going to call the police and ask you to leave now.
Please call up. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. We can call Fox 5 and all sorts of stuff. I would like to purchase something here. Please do call your boss because I will be calling corporate.
Pause. You see when you work in Georgia and you act like that, you see what happens? They don't have meetings and shit. It's not like a Dunkin' Donuts, somebody up in Upper Michigan. Well, we had to think about whether we should fight. No, it's fucking Georgia. They rely on kids like that, the guys coming into, okay? That kid's living in Tucker, Georgia, and he's a fucking Obama Hillary lover. So they kicked his fucking ass. They should replace him with a giant redneck wrestler or something. But do you see how you can trigger these little pussies? And you're confronting him with logic and reasoning. I want to see the opposite. I want to see, you guys can send it to me. Show me a right winger losing his shit like that while waiting on a fucking person who has a Hillary t-shirt or something. I'm sure it exists out there. Oh, you can make it up, but go ahead.
Sell it to me. Sell it to me. Come on. Ring it up. Ring it up and you don't ruin your life. That's where you're at right now. Because you done upset me.
I like the black guy looking on like, holy shit. There's a video going viral and I'm the black guy behaving myself. Excuse me. I don't know what's kicking up. I had some enchiladas a couple weeks ago and they're really not sitting well with me.
There was a raw video of that, not from the post that we were looking for, but the post was just faster to find.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
and he was saying there's this other customer that you're not serving while
right.
you're yelling at me.
Right.
The guy was making that point.
And he was addressing the black guy. The white guy was
Yeah.
saying, serve him first.
Yeah.
just to cover his bases. But do you see what happens when you confront a fucking brainwashed millennial far-left Trump hater? You confront them. He was in a position where he was cornered. So like a rat, he screams and throws a tantrum. And can you imagine if he tried to get physical with that guy? That kid would have... That's the thing about all these clips. All the fucking so-called violent lefties and shit real kind of fucking wouldn't stand a chance in a fight. Not all of them, most of them. So good for Ian. Good for bringing that to our attention. I enjoy that so much. 833-599-6425, the phone number. Here we go. Let's get some politics up in this. Minnesota Democrat Ilhan Omar, one of two Muslim women, alrighty, recently elected to the House of Representatives, will become the first to wear the hijab in Congress when the new session begins on Thursday. Excited about that?
Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad, Haka Sherpa Sherpa, Bakala.
Democrats are expected to end a nearly 2-century-old rule. Just toss it out. It's only been around a couple hundred years. That bans hats on the floor when they assume the control. It's not on the floor. It's on her head. Hello, everybody. Zing, zing, zing. Somebody get a hat trick? Bans hats on the floor when they assume control of the House for the first time since 2010. And it's because of rules like that you haven't controlled the House since 2010, you fuckstains. 23 years ago, from a refugee camp in Kenya, my father and I arrived at an airport in Washington, D.C., along with a picture of her and her father with luggage in tow. Today, we returned to that same airport on the eve of my swearing in, and I still haven't had pork or sex. What? We were... Same airport on the eve of my swearing in as the first Somali in America. You're not the only one who's going to be swearing when you're sworn. The headwear rules were enacted in 1837. But I've been in this country for almost 10 minutes, so I'm going to piss all over those rules because I'm a fucking Muslim woman. The headwear rules were enacted in 1837 by members of Congress who wanted to break from the British Parliament's topper-wearing custom, which we still should, in my opinion.
Take your hat off.
In November, a Democrat source told the Post the rule will be updated to include exceptions allowing religious headwear and coverings for medical reasons. They'll have to get a big hat for Pelosi because her brain is rotting out her fucking ears. In November, Omar spoke out against the archaic ban, which states that a House member must be uncovered to address the floor. No one puts a scarf on my head but me. It's my choice, one protected by the First Amendment. Oh, really? Does that come into... And this is not the last band I'm going to work to lift. Wow, kind of cocky for somebody who's been here for 5 fucking minutes. You thought I had something I wanted to say, but I didn't pull up the fuck you button. The Congresswoman-elect co-authored the amendment to the hat rule along with House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi of California and Rep. John McGovern, Massachusetts. Where else? McGovern and Massachusetts. Could you get any grosser? Omar and Michigan Democrat Rashida Tlaib were the first Muslim American woman elected to Congress in November's midterm elections. It's good to see Nancy Pelosi, the Democrat leader, is working on some hard shit. Take it off. Why? Because it's been in effect for 200 years. You've been here for 20 minutes. Take it off. Or we will mutilate your clit. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have a problem with that. That's Sharia law, which you're all for. What's that? That's pork cooking. Are you offended? Listen to that pork shoulder. Nice and pink. Swine food. You know what? Fuck you and your hijab. Unbelievable. And fuck you, Pelosi, too. I wouldn't mind Pelosi wearing a hijab that covered her old wrinkled pumpkin skull.
Nick, why do you gotta go there? Because I can. It's freedom of speech.
Nick, okay? What's wrong? You look sad.
You're going to look sad in 5 minutes if I come in there. Ryan's
look
all
like you're brooding.
Ryan's all cocky because he choked out a fucking 21-year-old Eagle Scout.
I only made it to Boy Scout, okay?
Yeah, that's as far as you wanted to go. Then they were getting too old for you.
What? Stick these fucking peppermint.
Oh, another Muslim Congresswoman story. New Muslim Congresswoman to be sworn in with Thomas Jefferson's centuries-old Quran. He's an asshole for having one of those even back then. This is her at the swearing. That's her family cheering her on. When incoming U.S. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib is sworn in to office Thursday, she's going to use Thomas Jefferson's centuries-old Quran. Yeah, but you know what he was using it for? A doorstop and wiping his ass with it. There's the difference. I don't think he was studying it for... Some might be shocked that Jefferson owned an English-translated Quran that dates back to 17th... Yes, I am. I am shocked that he owned it because I thought he was too busy fucking his black slaves to do any reading. She's one of the first Muslim women elected at Congress in November, and she's okay with the reaction, according to CNN, who's still in business. I like that, the Democrat told CNN. I like that it's kind of pushing against the stereotype that somehow we're new to this country. Well, the new ones are a little different than the ones back. Jefferson's Quran was also used by Democrat Keith Ellison. You remember him, who beat up his fucking girlfriend on tape? Yet he's still a congressman. In 2007, Ellison used it when he was sworn in, took his own oath of office. The historic Quran includes an opening from George Sale. I don't know who he is. I think it's Chris Sale's great. Who translated it into English. But listen to this. George translated the Quran into English, but he shed less than favorable light on Islam. Here's his quote. Whatever use an impartial version of the Quran may be of in other respects, it is absolutely necessary to undeceive those who, from the ignorant or unfair translations which have appeared, have entertained too favorable an opinion of the original, and also to enable us effectually to expose the imposture. That's what the opening says. So he was saying, you know, the original Quran might have been, but the ones that have been written since, not good. We're still saying it today. Who's that? That's her? What is she doing?
Celebrating?
So, is that like from today?
I don't know.
She's spiking the fucking Quran, is she? Look at the fucking, it's classic. Look at the three white guys in the background going, what have we, wait a minute, is that, oh, those are the, did you do that? Jason.
It's Thomas Jefferson.
Huh? I can't see. Fucking these I thought it was it. It looked like Orrin Hatch and a couple other fucking crusty Republicans. Is that really her though? She got big tits. Put them away. Put on your hijab. Nick, that's sexist. I don't give a shit. Hashtag terrorism. Huh?
Me too.
But for Tlaib, using the Quran sends an unmistakable message after she, an incoming rep, Inar Omar, a Democrat from Minnesota, why don't you get your shit straight? What are you, the dumbest white people in the country? You had Al Franken, you got fucking Keith Ellison. Are you that stupid? I love the fucking club in Minneapolis, but wake up. Wake up, white people. You know, that's the future, Nick. Good, I'm glad I'll be gone soon. Made history, blah, blah, blah. Along with using the Quran, Tlaib has said she will wear a Palestinian gown called a thobe. Sounds like a gay guy trying to say a robe. Nick, that's not... Okay, keep with the list. For her swearing-in ceremony. I wore a thobe to my senior... I meant to pull up the picture of my senior prom in high school. I dated a Palestinian. I wore a thobe, a nice fucking bomb belt. Beautiful piece of... Boy, the Detroit Free Press reported that Tlaib will wear a thobe that her mother specifically created for her during the swearing. Some on social media have started to post pictures of their own thobes in a show of solidarity. All right, we're infected. Keith Ellison's in there. These two broads. It's starting. It starts here. Okay? The other broad says, I'm not wearing I'm wearing my hijab. I'm throwing out a It starts there. Then she'll say, I don't want pork anywhere within a mile of the Capitol. You fucking think I'm kidding? No alcohol in the building in my office. This is how it starts. Oh, Nick, you sound like a paranoid, sad, old, angry fucking... Do your research. A thobe. Their biggest hope is that they want us to succeed. Now, she says, every child of immigrant parents know what it means, Tlaib told CNN. Their biggest hope is that we want us to succeed, but they also don't want us to lose a part of who we are. You mean you clit? Oh, don't say shit like that. That's a fucking horrible thing to say.
Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa Sherpa, Bakala.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Omar also made history as the first member of Congress who was a Somali American, while Tlaib is the first Palestinian American woman to do the same. Congratulations. Let's get these old white crusty guys out of the way. Very nice. This made me laugh so goddamn hard. 2 migrants were discovered hidden inside bed mattresses, strapped to a van in a desperate bid to reach Europe. I think this was in Spain. Shocking footage shows border officers slashing open plastic-wrapped beds strapped to a white vehicle at a checkpoint near Melilla on the North African coast and Morocco. One man dressed in a black and white T-shirt with black jeans is seen emerging, looking dazed, as white filling spills from the mattress. Can we take a look at the? Honey, the new Posturepedic is here. Holy shit! Oh my God! This. Look at him. He was sleeping. He's actually pissed. Honey, I got the new Tempur-Pedic. This has a fucking Hispanic memory foam. This is oh my God. You know, a couple of them tried it with water beds, and of course, because they were black, they drowned instantly. But unfucking believable. How bad do you want to be in Europe that you fucking who sewed it up? Honey, the mattress seems a little lumpy tonight. Well, yeah, there's 2 migrants fucking.
They look like they just woke up from a nap.
They did.
They don't know what day it is.
That's a great commercial for that mattress. This motherfucker came all the way from Morocco to Spain, out like a light.
How did they find him?
My pillow, your mattress. I don't know. They were strapped to a vehicle.
People sniffing dogs?
How are they breathing?
They look like they were like asphyxiated and they're dizzy.
Okay, shut your mouth. Why are you irritating me?
Yes, sir.
You sound like Beaver when his father yells at him. Yes, sir. Beaver, get to your room. No, no. These are a couple of the New York Yankees utility infielders they picked up on waivers out of the Dominican Republic. And Yankees sparing no expense. They didn't want to fly him here. And they said, get in a fucking Posturepedic, you. Here, third baseman Jorge Ortez of the Dominican Republic. Oh, God, that made me fucking laugh. Oh, God. How'd you sleep there, Jorge?
Good night, until we meet again.
Strap me in on the roof. I'll wake up in Madrid. Unfucking real. Things must be bad in North Africa. Look at this kid. He's actually pissed that he was woken up. Kid's good. Every time I buy a bed now, I'm going to have to. I found a couple midgets from Ecuador in my pillows. It's a true story. Let's go on to some other crazy black news, huh? I got a lot of it today. I can't help it. It's just pouring out at me. Here's one that made me belly laugh. Here's a fight, black guy in a fight, street fight, and watch what he uses as a weapon, ladies and gentlemen. And watch what this guy... That made the Joe Theismann hit look like a fucking sprained ankle. Only a brother would go, I'm going to take my prosthetic leg, which is also like a pipe with a sneaker on it, and try to knock this motherfucker out. Holy shit. You see how flexible he was? It was, they asked him what happened after the fight, and he said,
run through a motherfucker face.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
I love how the guy bent that. It looked like me getting pissed at a piece of photography equipment or a fucking lawn chair and just you. It didn't even hurt. That's the cool thing about having one of those legs. But how about him just folding that fucker up? Where did that happen, Jay? And don't tell me the cookout at fucking...
This is a cookout in Detroit.
Was it? Sure.
I have no idea.
Oh, that's racist shit. You can't say that.
I just like that the crowd gets upset when they take the leg. Like, that's what's off limits.
Yeah, that's what bothered them. Until they're enjoying the fucking... but the way the guy bent that thing up was just... And you'll have to have a girl's legs in that position. Oh, my aching stem. Yeah, I know where that happened. That was actually a brunch at Cat Williams' house. Oh, my God. Black people, I love you as much as I poke fun at you, but you deserve it. You're crazy, crazy, crazy motherfuckers.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
Not necessarily. I don't know who Tiffany Haddish is. I know she's some D-list actress on a show called The Night School. Whatever. But she's a is there anything more ignorant than pop culture in the United States and the people who follow it on a regular basis? The answer would be no. It's just the most shallow, fucking retarded. People get up drooling, grown men, to see what Kim Kardashian tweeted and what she's wearing. And Tiffany Haddish, I wouldn't know her if she made me an omelet this morning at my kitchen table. The Night School star revealed on Instagram she plans to wear fur. I thought she was talking about her hoo-hoo, ha-ha. Daily until police stop killing black people. Well, you better take it off because they haven't killed anybody in a long time. Haddish came up with the idea after a fan gave her a fur vest. What did you think? Ooh, if only fucking Michael... Who's the guy? Hands up, don't fucking eat.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown. Hands up, don't eat. Hands up, don't loot, as we used to say. But listen to her. Can I just quote this dumb broad? This is her quote. I'ma wear it as much as possible because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm about to stop protesting. I'ma wear fur every day until they stop killing black people. When the police stop killing black people, I stop wearing fur. It's my new protest. Ignorant as the day is long. Haddish continues, so sorry, Peter, don't be mad at me. Be mad at the police. When they stop killing black people, I'll stop wearing fur. I'm going to start wearing my $10,000 Rolex until people like you stop stealing them. Is that a deal? Again, I kid. There's a small segment of all colors that steal, I'm sure. One of them's leading the nation in that statistic. I won't point it out. It's not the Native Americans or the Polish. Can you fucking... When they stop killing black people, I'll stop wearing fur. See how that go. See how that go. I'm aware. Not I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm aware fur. See how that go. Because I like to glorify ignorance. Because people are important and so are the animals. Russell Simmons asked Haddish to reconsider her protest. Listen to it now. He has to weigh his too dumb white-hating sense. And white supremacy is a disease that takes on many forms and has many symptoms. Yeah. The abuse of other beings will not address that or heal ourselves. I love you, Tiffany, but I wish you'd reconsider this route of protest. Another ignorant. I honestly feel so sad for you, another person added. No one, K-N-O-W. No one cares about your fur coat. It doesn't make you look good. 100% with you that cops abuse the power and fuck up. But this isn't the answer. You are not making a difference at all to the world. You're just embarrassing yourself. Well, that guy was sort of fucking...
You are correct, sir.
This is so difficult to respond to because I am listening when it comes to your concern for the black community, and I'm behind you. I will never know what it's like to be scared. This has to be a white woman. To be scared for my life when I see police car lights behind me when I am driving. The only reason you should be scared for your life when you see cop cars behind you, the lights, is because you probably did something wrong, or you have a body in the trunk, or an 8-ball in the glove compartment, or a gun that you're not supposed to have. That's why you get scared when you see the cop lights. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Stop the myth. More white guys were shot by white cops last year and the year before. Okay? It's a fucking myth. The cops literally have tens of thousands of interactions with people every day across this country. And those end up in shootings in 0.08%? 0.08. So it's hardly an epidemic. I'm sick of hearing about it. It started up with hands up, don't fucking shoot, and built on a myth. And I'm so tired of talking about it. But as long as people like Tiffany Haddish, ignorant as the day is long. I will never know what it's like to be scared for my life when I see a police car's lights behind me when I'm driving one liberal douchebag woman. But to promote the torture and murder of innocent animals is truly a horrible thing to do. Two wrongs don't make a right. Ooh, did you come up with that one on your own? Whether you think one is wrong or more severe than the other. You know, this lady's actually more worried about fucking animals.
Who's an animal? Your mother's an animal, you son of a bitch. Oh.
Haddish replied to her, well, I hope you never have to experience what my people have because we have been treated like animals for hundreds of years, skinned alive, killed in front of our families, raped and hung from trees. Here's the thing. I've said it a million times. Race relations are never going to get better because the black side, and this is not all black people, and a lot of white liberals who are also on their side, will never, as long as they hold slavery, as long as they use that resentment, and it's chronic, and they won't acknowledge any of the progress, they don't want it to get better. It's going to be, I mean, you're pointing back 300 years now. Oh, wait a minute, Jim Crow, blah, blah, blah. That's all he's talking about. She's talking about fucking skinned alive. She's talking about slavery. As long as you keep pointing to that, it's never going to get better. So fucking keep relying on it. Oh, my aching ass. I'll say it again. They don't want reconciliation. They want retribution. And they're not going to be happy until they're skinning you alive in front of your family. And that goes for Russell Simmons and Spike Lee and fucking, what's his name? The angry actor, Samuel Jackson, and Glover. And it's just bubbling below the surface. If you don't believe me, maybe you're going to look at yourselves in the mirror. This next clip might show that it's not all Whitey's fault. And although I'm sure you can trace it back to slavery, but maybe it has to do with culture. Like I said, it's not even about race. It's about culture and about illegitimacy rates in the black community that is sky high and have been since the 60s. And, well, here's what I mean. Here's some good parenting. Take a look at this young fellow with his dad in the car. And
Silly bitch ass, you act like you got a motherfucking problem, but I'll beat the fuck out your little hoe ass.
Bitch, already about to have a fucking fight at school today. I want you to fucking play with me.
Yeah, so you gonna fight at school again for what?
Yeah, because this bitch, he mad because I don't want to give him my motherfucking chocolate milk. I would go drink it in the motherfucking ways, but I'm not giving it to his big funk ass. Yeah, Will's gonna dump the fuck out of me. Bitch, shut the fuck up with your scare ass.
Trey scared?
I ain't scared.
So you was gonna help your brother?
Yeah, I was gonna help him.
So what if the nigga would've just took your chocolate milk?
I was gonna beat the fuck out of him behind my motherfucking
Then you gonna get
chocolate
expelled
milk.
again.
Shut the fuck up, telling all my motherfucking business.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
That guy got Father of the Year in the East St. Louis area. I don't know. I guess you're going to go, well, again, that's because of slavery. Now, that kid's filled with fucking hate. If you had to bet today your mother's life, well, that kid will be in jail for the next, I don't know, 5 or 10 years. Would you do it? Of course you wouldn't. Ryan, your thoughts on a guy who voted for Cuomo?
That was hilarious.
Okay, yes, we can agree it's hilarious. It's hilarious that a kid that young can be filled with that much hate, and the dad is that fucking ignorant to perpetuate.
When I was in elementary school, all the kids talk like that.
I know.
When I was in public school and elementary school,
In
everyone talked like that.
Yonkers, New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friends still talk like that.
You have white friends that talk to their dads like that?
No, not to their dads, no.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
They talk to teachers like that in my elementary school.
Yeah, that's New York. Liberal state. It's happening everywhere. I mean, but let's not pretend then. And then when we can't get together, let's have a conversation about race. Yeah, we'll have this kid lead it. Fucking filled with hate. And his old man is encouraging and laughing. And it's funny in some levels, yes. The kid curses beautifully. I had a filthy mouth too. But I was a guy, motherfucking kill this motherfucker, take my fucking chocolate milk, bitch. I was upset a kid tried to take my brajol that my grandmother put in my lunchbox.
I got bullied for my lunch money.
I'm sure you did. What color was the kid?
There were 3 of them. They were all black.
Wow, huh, folks? Yes, and I don't want to hear. You think white people don't? The kids talk like that too, you know. But yes, I know. But the black community's been in a cycle. Who's the guy that wrote it? Patrick Leahy, the senator in the 60s, wrote about the vicious cycle they caught in. It's culture. It's not even, like I said, it's not even race. It's culture. It's the culture that needs to be. Ay, ay, ay. And there's people commenting, hardest little dude I know, like complimenting him and shit.
He definitely is tough.
What's tough? Fucking smack him in the fucking face. Then you can't. It's a hate crime. What do we got here? Oh, McDonald's story.
I'm loving it.
Oh, gee, a clip at a brawl at a McDonald's. I wonder who's involved. I know it's going to be the fucking East Indians and the Polish. It always... A man is under arrest after authorities say he grabbed the shirt of a Florida McDonald's employee and tried to pull her over a counter. And again, I love when we play this clip. I love how that's where it starts. They don't show what the employee did. But he pulled her over the counter, a white guy did. The employee responded by punching the customer several times in the face at the St. Petersburg restaurant on Monday. This is, near Tampa. And here's the clip.
John!
Hey. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Let her go. Stop fucking playing with me. 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 Stop fucking playing with me.
Stop.
What?
Puss ass nigga. Puss ass nigga. Play with it. I'm on that shit. I'm on that shit.
There you go.
I'm on that shit. I'm on that shit. I'm not going home now. Bitch, I'm on that shit. Stop playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm calling the police. I'm on that. No. Where my phone at? Man, where my phone at?
And I want her ass fired right now.
No, you're finna go to going to jail. You put your hands on me first.
Told you. I was just asking you a fucking question, bitch. So fucking run your goddamn mouth. No, you're gonna give me a goddamn refund.
We had an Asian manager there. We had a black. We had a white guy. How's diversity working out for everybody? How's it working? And these people, and the Nancy Pelosi's of the world, and whoever else. These kids deserved a raise, a minimum wage. Put it up to $30 an hour. These fuckers aren't qualified to wash cars. Okay? Let's lower the standards out of fairness. McDonald's, do you even vet your people? I don't care what the fucking white guy. By the way, a witness said he wanted a straw. Is like, but do you vet your people? How come their fucking anger is a 1/8 below their faceplate, especially when it's an older white guy? Anybody else seen it that way? No? You grew up in New York and you just anesthetized by it? Well, he might have pissed her off. He's an all-white racist guy, I'm sure. Are you fucking kidding me? I couldn't even understand what she was saying. Is she qualified to work at McDonald's? You like me when I order now, I go in and I look and because, I'm a white guy in his fucking late 50s. What's going on, Ryan? Go ahead.
I was asking Jason to get a little screenshot of the fight. But she was screaming, I'm on that shit.
I'm on that shit. I heard that part, but before the
puss ass, bitch ass.
Before that, before she was saying I'm on that, what was she when she says? I don't know. Translator. My point being is I want to see her grades before I hire her. Okay. But that's when it's always when the videotape starts, when he grabs her. Not you never see before that. What you think he just walked in and grabbed her? Do you think maybe she was a little surly? Let me tell you something. Young black girls hate waiting on guys that look like me. Oh, they do. Not all of them. A lot of sweet ones from the Caribbean don't mind. How you doing, man? Pretty good. Give me some Necco wafers, will you? St. Petersburg police say the video shows Daniel Taylor, that's the white fella, grabbing Yasmin James' shirt. James responded by hitting him several times. Police say Taylor is charged with 2 counts of simple battery for grabbing James and for kicking another worker on the stomach as he was being escorted out. Taylor is white and James is black. Taylor is being represented by the Public Defender's Office, which didn't respond to a request for comment. I want that framed in my bedroom. McDonald's, man, they get their fucking ink one way or the other, don't they?
I'm loving it.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
It looks like the end of Rocky 2 when they throw punches and they freeze frame. What a country, folks. What a country. I shall save these 2 for tomorrow. Why? Because it's more, let me save these 2 for tomorrow. It's a continuation. I didn't look for bad black behavior. I get up looking for it today. Just every website I went to. New York Post, the McDonald's brawl. Another page. It might have been, I don't know, it was Drudge or whatever. I don't even know. Guy beaten for a cell phone in Brooklyn. Another guy being attacked. Again, all black and brown suspect. Attacking a guy on a train in Chicago, waiting for a train. And it's just jumping out at me. Why are you showing it, Nick? Why people? Because you don't see this on the local news every night. Because it happens so often. It is news. So I don't want to hear about white toxic masculinity anymore. All right? Paulin. To
Why
block.
was Daniel thrown into the den of lions?
For jaywalking in Jerusalem.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Patreon members, love you. Thank you. Keep it up. I don't know how long we're going to be here, but it's working out pretty good so far. Go to nickdip.com for all my tour information. Go to the website, purchase something. We have Nick DiPaolo condoms, and we have Nick DiPaolo jogging bras, and Nick DiPaolo, big wheels. And Brajol. I have, we cryovac some Brajol I made about a year ago. And I'm fucking losing my mind. That is it. Remember, you think it. I will say it. You're very welcome. See you guys tomorrow, all right? Take care of yourselves. Bye.